We previously learned how to solve inequality in linear form, for example, 2x minus 3 less than 0, for example. But in this chapter, we're learning how to solve inequality in quadratic form. So quadratic inequality is in this format: ax squared plus bx plus 3 less than or greater than 0. For example, this inequality x squared minus x minus 12 less than 0. So the step to solve the inequality is to first solve the corresponding quadratic equation. So let's solve the x squared minus x minus 12 equal 0. So we did this in the last section. So this can be solved by factoring or completing the square or the quadratic formula. But in this case, we can easily factor this one into x minus 4 and x plus 3. So we can say x minus 4 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. So the solution is x equals 4 or x equals minus 3. So the next step is to identify the intervals determined by the solution of the equation. So this is a number line of x. So the roots are -3 and 4. So these two roots divide into 3 different regions. So the sign of x squared minus x minus 12 can either be positive or negative in this region, either positive or negative in this region, either positive or negative in this region. So we just need to find one point from each region. If it's positive, then the whole region is positive. For example, let's find a number that's in this region, -3, so we can use -4. So plug in the -4 into this expression. So -4 squared minus 4 minus 12. So that turned out to be 8, which is positive. So this region is positive. So let's now find a number in this region between -3 and 4. So we can use 0 here. So 0, plug in here, we get -12, which is negative. So this region is negative. So next, find a number in this region. So we can use 5. We plug in 5 squared minus 5 minus 12. That gives us 8, which is positive. And we want to know where it's negative. So the answer is this region between -and 4. So this is the method that the book uses. And here's another method that some other textbooks use. So this one doesn't require to plug in any specific values. So basically it breaks down into 2 different linear form. So x squared minus x minus 12 is the same thing as x minus 4 and x plus 3. So we look at the sign of each one. So this is called a sign table. So we look at, so the first row is x between -3, -infinity to infinity, with -3 and 4 being the roots that we found here. So this row is of x minus 4. It's the sign of x minus 4. So x minus 4 is 0 when x equals to 4. So to the right of 4, so any number that's x that's greater than 4, minus 4 is going to gives you a positive number because you subtract 4 from it. So anything that's less than 4 is going to be negative. So same thing with -3. So at -3, x plus 3 is 0. So anything above -3 would be positive, and less than -3 would be negative. And this is a product of these two. So this is a negative number times a negative number would be positive. Negative times a positive would be negative. Positive number times a positive number, this is positive. So the result product is negative here and positive here. And we want to know where it's negative. So the answer is this region between -3 and 4. So either method is good. Let's look at another example. X squared minus 7x plus 10. So this one can be factored into x minus 2 and x minus 5. And if we solve the corresponding equation, we get x equal to or x equal 5, so 2 and 5 divide into 3 regions of for the y value. And using the plug-in value method, you can find x value that's in between negative infinity and 2, so we can use 1, turn out to be positive here. And between 2 and 5, we can choose 3, and that turns out to give us a negative number. And a number between 5 and infinity, we can choose 6, and that gives us a positive number. In this case, we want greater than 0. We want positive region, so it's these two regions. So that's negative infinity to 2 union 5 to infinity. And it works the same way for the sign table as well. So x minus 2, at x equals 2 it's 0, and anything above x minus 2 is positive, and less than 2 would be negative. And x minus 5, 0 at 5, and positive when x greater than 5, and negative when x is less than 5. And then we do the product. Negative times negative, positive times negative is negative, positive times positive is positive. And we want to know where it's positive. So the result is x between negative infinity 2 and 5 to infinity. Go ahead and try these and then check the results. For the second one here, this one is not just greater than 0, it's greater than or equal to 0. So in this case, we have to use bracket instead of parentheses for the number part. So that means x can also be negative 4 or 3/2. That would make it equal 0. On this page, it's slightly different because there's only 2 terms, so x squared and 9. But it works the same way, just have to solve for x for the corresponding equation. So solve for x for this equation, x squared equal 9. So that means x is equal to plus or minus 9, which is plus or minus 3. And then we can do minus 3 and plus 3 and find x value here and x value here and x value here, and determine the sign for each one. Or we can do the sign table, and result turn out to be negative 3 to 3 with bracket, because this case is also less than or equal to. So it works the same way. Go ahead and try these and then check the result.